Hello everyone and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 24. Today is the second round of our Moto2 career mode, and today we start in pole position for the first ever time. From the back of the grid in Qatar to the front of the grid in Portugal. Unbelievable turn of events here in Moto2 career mode. As usual, 120% AI difficulty here in the career mode. Let's crack on together. So here we go then, guys and girls, starting from the best possible space in MotoGP. We wait for the red lights, very quick red lights actually, to disappear, and away we go. Now, one thing I want to tell you quickly, whilst we are up against 120% difficulty AI, the qualifying was not a walk in the park. I had to push really hard for a chance to get that pole position. I wasn't even sure I'd get onto the front row until I set in a stellar lap time right at the death. But look at that start already. We fortuned quite a lot in Qatar since the AI doesn't start so well, yet here we are now taking advantage of that with an 0.8 of a second advantage going into the Tour VIP for the first time of asking in today's video here in Portimao. Will that remain to be seen? Will it be the same way as it was in Moto 3 against the adaptive AI, but this time against the 120% difficulty artificial intelligence? Now, I'll tell you this, Fermin Aldeguer, Robert Garcia, they all looked quick at the weekend in this particular game mode. I'm still expecting them to catch me up. I noticed going into Sector 1, was rapid, I could get loads of time on them. Sector 2, Sector 3 starts to get a little bit closer and closer, and then into Sector 4 it really evened out. The only one place I could say I was superior was the first sector, and I think it's the braking going into Primera corner. I think that's exactly where we're able to find the time. And as you see already, my gap of 0.8 of a second is coming down rather rapidly. Fermin Aldeguer is now within 0.3 of a second. Alberto Arenas is out already. What's happened to the number 75, the former Moto 3 world champion? On board the Fantic Racing, Calex has gone. It's game over curtains for the Spaniard. In fact, he actually won his Moto 3 championship here a couple of years ago. How the tide has turned for that young man. So 0.8 of a second is still the gap to Fermin Aldeguer, and as I expected, I was able to pull away in that first split. Looks like we're also able to get time into the Tour VIP corner. That gap is now up to a second. Brilliant stuff this is. Bear in mind, this is the first time we have ever led a Moto2 race. Qatar went really well, but we didn't even dream of being anywhere near the front. Especially not after starting last on the grid. Against the hardest difficulty AI in the game, we couldn't even dream of a decent position in that race. But we did fight back and get 5th in the end, so all is well and good in war that is Moto 2. Gap is half a second again, so yeah, Fermin is coming. I don't think I'll be able to hold him off much longer. Managed to find a bit of time there into turn 13. And now into which a corner I believe is the Sagres corner for turn 14. 0.4 of a second, 3.5. I think he might get me in a moment. Just got to keep it together, just keep on churning it out. They might get quicker as this race goes on, so we've got to prepare ourselves for that. Cross the line, we are the fastest man on circuit, immediately bettered by Fermin Aldeguer, immediately bettered by his teammate Aaron Canet. But I don't see Canet anywhere in the top 8. So the now Moto2 race winner is setting the fastest lap of the race pace, but he's not to be seen on the left hand side of our screen. Into the left hand side, we are half a second ahead of Fermin. I don't think Aldeguer is going to let this one go. Manuel Gonzalez, track limit warning for him. MotoGP stewards straight on it there as well, aren't they? The second that trigger occurs when the rider goes off circuit, it's an instant track limit warning. Can't get away from it, can you? Don't really want to loan that penalty in this circuit though. It's quite an awkward one to get right. And you have to be really careful because sometimes the AI positions themselves in the way. So it can get really scary and hectic as we have more yellow flags out, as we almost made our own yellow flag as we got too close to the apex with the Craig Jones corner. The front end of the Calyx was so close to washing out. And what a disaster. Sergio Garcia crashed out in Qatar. His teammate didn't acquire many points. And now it's the opposite. Tony Arbolino crashing out on lap 3 of the Grand Prix of the Algarve here in Portimao. That is not what the MTMSI team signed Tony Arbolino up for. Had a really difficult time ever since they've changed from Dunlop rubber to Pirelli. Don't know what it is, but he's just not figuring it out compared to the Dunlops. Good response across the line there. We managed to get a 142.819. And apologies to the sound of some horrendous car outside that's got a dodgy blowing exhaust, drowning me out in my own studio. Unbelievable. Got to keep the windows open here in England at the moment. It's red hot, and in fact, so is the pace in this video. The 142.819 for us, with Joe Roberts getting the better of us with a 142.736. Now, I have a confession to make here. Joe Roberts is now on the CF Moto. And I got mistaken so many times in that Qatar video by calling him Dixon that I'm going to make it my mission not to mention Jake Dixon when I see Joe Roberts again. Because I'll only make the same mistake again. So Joe Roberts, the American, the man from California, has just set the fastest lap of the race. A 142.7. And he's probably pretty close to Fermin Aldeguer now. I don't fancy him rubbing my nose in it twice. He beat me in Qatar, fair and square. Final corner move, got across the line ahead of me. He might be catching up to both Aldeguer and myself if we're not careful. Got to see what lap times he's producing here. He might set a cracking lap time as well. If he does, then it's panic stations. I mentioned this in Qatar. I much prefer to be the hunter rather than the hunted. Knowing that they're gunning at you. They're using your slipstream. It's nerve-wracking that way. We do drop back into the 142s. Didn't notice whether Joe Roberts improved his lap time or not. I didn't see it, so I don't think he did. And if he did, it would have been marginal at most. 13 laps to go here in Portimao. There's a lot of pressure to this one, you know. I'm feeling rather clammy. I don't know if it's the weather, but I am feeling a bit nervous now. 0.8 of a second is the difference. I'm a little bit nervous about this one. It's the first time we've really led a Grand Prix here in Moto 2. In Moto 3, we absolutely dominated here. It was our first victory by quite a margin. I think only Taio Forasato and possibly Suzuki were anywhere near us, and you're talking 10 seconds at most as well. I don't think we'll win by a margin like that, but who knows? Who has any idea how the 120% AI are going to be? What I can tell you is that they aren't this. I've done it again to the apex of Craig Jones' corner. Oh, that's not good. The two American racing riders have collided. Ramirez has got the better. Oh, in fact, Joe Roberts is through. Roberts is now up into second. The pressure is building. Alonso Lopez is no longer in the top 8, so whatever that collision was with his teammate has taken him out of contention for the live standings on the left-hand side of your screen. I'll have to keep an eye on that, see if anyone's going to get a penalty. I noticed that Alonso Lopez got some sort of warning as we now charge across the finish line in anger. Is he going to improve the lap time again? He is not. We managed to get a good lap there. 142.871 puts us within striking range of our fastest lap so far. Definitely pressure being added here. And don't forget, guys, if you're enjoying the video, head over to the subscribe button and like the video as well. You can also become a DrAce pit crew member by hitting the join button. And that way you'll have your name read out at the end of the video. Or not read out, sorry. It comes up on the screen with my aces that have been subscribed for a while. As we go deep into the Tour VIP, that gap is going to deteriorate. 5/10 of a second it is now. My biggest concern is this next couple of corners. We have been making small errors going into the Craig Jones corner. And I do fear that if we err on the side of caution, we should... Well, maybe if we don't err on the side of caution, shall I say, we're going to crash. Was that Joe Roberts then at the bottom of the screen? It is Joe Roberts. Roberts is through. We've let the gap, the lead disappear in just one lap. Roberts has now taken over the front. Whoa. Getting that rear tyre caught off the circuit there was the worst thing I could have done. Alright then. Let's see what we've got in the tank. Is Roberts going to blow past us now? He is good here in Portimao. He's won here before, don't forget. We've got to go for it now. I need that slipstream now. We've got to get a good exit out to the final corner, use all of the slipstream and then some more, and then be late on the brakes into turn 1. Here we go. Last of the late breakers. Oh, it only calls one name, and it called Roberts, but he did run it deep. Advantage goes back to me. 2/10 of a second head already into turn 3. So that's pretty good. Getting back immediately. That's how Lorenzo, Rossi, Stoner, Marquez, Doohan, Schwantz. The list continues. That's how they all become world champions. And that is exactly on display right there. If a rider passes you, you must retaliate. Do not sit back and wait. Just go for it. Get that position back and show them who's boss. That's exactly what we did there, and it's worked out quite well here on lap 7. There goes Roberts again, though. Trying to position myself. Oh, Roberts wheeling onto the screen there, onto the right-hand side. That was stunning, but he does have the inside line. It was really aggressive there, cutting my nose off into the process. Roberts is on it. Oh, Alonso Lopez's day has gone worse. The OnlyFans American racing rider is out. Tony Arbolino, Lopez out as well. Championship contenders here, all throwing points away. As we close back in onto the rear of Roberts. This is going to be... Ooh, Bo Benschneider's gone as well. Something's happened to the Dutchman. As we now launch to the right-hand side. Can we pick up enough speed? Oh, I'm a bit too aggressive on the power there. Couldn't quite get the bike hooked up. I don't think I'm going to be late enough on the brakes to get Roberts here. I'm going to try. No, I can't. I can't close in quick enough. He's not good on the exit, though. He's good into the entry, but not great on the exit. Therefore, giving me a chance to squeeze back on through of the CF Moto. Beautiful retaliation from Roberts, though. He's got that championship gene as well, it seems. Get past and get back immediately. Pass or be passed here in Portimao. Tour VIP beckons that overtake. We're now through again. Brilliant, fast-paced, methodical thinking here right now. Oh, he's right there again. We cannot break the shackles of the American. Where is he now? It's the battle of English speakers. Traditional English to simplified English. Who's going to finish out on top? Roberts was really wide there, but he's still got the inside line. Problem is with the AI in those apexes like that they don't really accommodate for where the player will be sometimes. So it's better just to stay out the way and see where they go rather than trying to fight fire with fire. Another prime position is here. He's going to try and swing it up at the inside, isn't he? Look at that. Aggressive is Joe Roberts. But each time he does that, I have the inside line to pick up the speed, to get into the slipstream, and line him up for turn 1. This could be working into our favour here. It is absolutely wonderful. We might pass him before the finish line. Looking similar to how he beat me in Qatar, no less. But does he have the bottle to outbrake me into turn 1? I think he does. Look at him leaning on me. I'll have a bit of light blue on me there, and he's going to have some orange. Brilliant. What a race this has been so far. Well, I'll tell you this for free, ladies and gentlemen. You guys wanted action in Moto 2. I think we found it. 120% AI is here to stay. I am really pleased with how this is materialising. Qatar was awesome. It was great to finish 5th place and not just lead from the beginning to the end. And here we're getting pushed and shoved for a potential 25 points for the very first time in Moto 2. Now, when Roberts is not attacking us, we're able to do pretty good sector times. The delta's pretty much perfect. But when he attacks us, I cannot maintain any form of speed and momentum. 0.2 of a second. Now, I've read a lot from you guys regarding the grip in Moto 2. This will be my second race with a soft tyre, so we've got to really gauge how this is going to go. Might have been a bit of a gamble here to use the soft option, but I think I'm good enough with the tyres to maintain it to the end. It will have a bit of disappearance towards the end, but I don't think it's going to be anything overly dramatic. 0.2 of a second we have as the gap. He will have the slipstream though, that's the concerning point. Does Roberts launch the attack like I've been doing these past couple of laps? Oh, he hesitated. He thought about it, but he hesitated. What deterred him? Can't afford to back out like that. Does he want to size me up for weak spots potentially? Maybe Roberts knows something that we don't. After all, he is a winner at World Championship level in Moto 2. Multiple race winner now, if I'm not mistaken. As we launch into the left-hand side, this is the Tour VIP corner. One of the most feared corners in Portimao. And in fact, I think the entire circuit is feared yet revered. Everyone likes it, but they hate it at the same time. It's a scary circuit to do battle at. And here we are, look at us, doing battle with the best of them. 0.1 of a second. I think Robert's going to get me here again, especially after that small wheelie. Not a problem if he overtakes me into the Portimao corner. I feel confident enough to get him back. Oh, he went for it. He definitely went for it. Cutting my nose off quite abruptly as he squeezes through into turn 12. This is the corner that Pedro Acosta absolutely nails. This is turn 13. Joe Roberts still once again trying to get through. Oh, for goodness sake, Jake Dixon's gone down again. That's the second race in a row. Not good for Dixon as we give Roberts a bit of a nudge. JR16 has been big at by MG47. Not a bad effort so far, but I do fear he's materialising again for a lunge into turn 1. Will he panic? Will he not go for it again? He's going for the inside line. He didn't want it. In fact, that would have been the outside line, of course. Gaviota CF Moto team. Is it still the Gaviota? Is that the sponsor anymore for the team? I know it was for the Gas. I don't know if it is for the CF Moto, to be honest. Onto the left-hand side. Just a quick mention. Kind of actually sort of forgot about this, but our goal today was to try and beat Manuel Gonzalez. But, yeah, I mean, I've not even seen Manu Gonzalez. He's been in 4th place, so that's pretty much done and dusted. 4 seconds ahead of the number 18, Gonzalez. And for our team objective, I don't even think... Is Dennis Onchu in the points? I think he might just be in the points. So, decent enough for Onchu, but not good enough to earn us enough points for the team's championship. Oh my god, look at that lunge there from Roberts. That was a scary lunge, wasn't it? I'm absolutely breathless. What a move that was from Roberts. But surely... Oh, he touched the apex. He was so close to the apex there that I thought he was going to crash. This is getting messy. This is getting messy now between the pair of us. I did notice that Moreira went down, and I think Marcos Ramirez went down, so a bad job for the American racing team. But this battle continues against Joe Roberts. Tell you what, guys, answer in the comment section down below now. Who do you think's going to win this one? I think it's impossible to choose. I feel confident, and I think when it comes to the final push, I might be good enough to get through. Oh, wow, I got caught on him then. Well, I'll take that. I got caught on him. It's like I sort of warped into him ever so slightly there. That's really peculiar. In the previous game, it used to be the opposite way. If you went too close to them, you'd sort of get walked out of the way. That was very peculiar. It wasn't actually my intention to go through there. I thought I could just lean on him like I've been doing with the Moto3 bikes. Wasn't expecting him just to shove him through, let's say. But we've taken advantage, and that advantage is quite a big one. 0.6 of a second found, 0.7 of a second ahead of him now. Joe Roberts is going to have to respond quickly. What a blessing in disguise that could be. Oh, again, so close to the apex of the Craig Jones corner. It is a perilous situation to be in when you touch that corner. Just getting one wheel on that apex is enough to completely sap your breath away. Marcos Ramirez is completely gone, hasn't he? He hasn't. He must have crashed twice. That's a shocker. We've seen so many crashes here in Portimao. 0.2 of a second is our delta. Can Roberts respond, or have we beaten him? Didn't like that overtake, clearly. He seemed to have knocked his confidence for 6. I'm really peculiar now from Joe Roberts. Is he going to fight back, or is that it? Of course, he's still occupying the fastest lap of the race, which was set around lap 4, if I'm not mistaken. So he's doing a very good job. But can he live with this pace that I'm going to try and put in now? Since he's not pressuring me, I want to try and get back into that qualifying zone I was in. Finding every little bit of 1/10 of a second I can find. 0.9 of a second it is already going into the Tour VIP. Ladies and gentlemen, we might have broken the resolve of Jake Dixon. Oh, I've said it again. It's Joe Roberts. No, it's the CF Moto. I'm not adjusted to it. I've seen Jake Dixon on the CF Moto for what, 10 rounds this season in MotoGP? Maybe not that many. 8. And all of a sudden now it seems weird to see Joe Roberts in that light blue turquoise colour that is the CF Moto. I find it so bizarre to see some of the names just on completely different motorcycles. Celestino Vietti on the Italtrans team. Aaron Canet, he's with the Boscascora chassis, the speed-up team again. So everything's odd. So I apologise if I keep getting the names wrong of some of these riders. So into turn 14 then, we are now 0.9 of a second clear from Joe Roberts. I have a saying, I said it a lot at Emra, and I'll say it a lot in these videos too. If the rider in first place builds an advantage of a whole second, they will break the resolve of the rider in second place. Are we going to see that against the 120% AI? Yes, they are not sentient. However, the same can still apply. 1.2, 1.1, 1.3. As long as it oscillates round there, it'll just break your resolve. And the rider just says, I can't catch up to that. I'm going to have to concede. And I think Joe Roberts is going to have to concede as well. The Red Bull KTM IO outfit will be graced with a victory if we keep it on 2 wheels. But speaking of the wheels, particularly the tyres, the right hand side of that soft Pirelli rubber is looking worse for wears. We've got to be careful now. Tyre management is one thing to last until these final couple of laps. But if we get to the penultimate lap, the final lap, and we've got nothing left, Roberts will respond. We've got to be careful. Cannot afford for him to respond at all. The opportunity of winning our first race lies in today's video in second round of the Moto2 career mode. Can we do it? Keep your fingers and toes crossed, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 3 more laps to go. 1 more corner to conclude lap number 14. The gap is still a second. We might have done it. We might have held off an extremely fast charging Joe Roberts. That wasn't even a good lap time for us there. and we still have the second advantage. Tyre wear has affected Roberts. He has succumbed to the Pirelli rubber burning. I think we've done it. I strongly feel now that we've broken him. Oh, a little bit off the circuit there. Is that a track limit warning? It is. Second track limit warning of the day. Not really a concern, because we've still got, what, 2 more before we have to really panic. Sergio Garcia's lost the podium. He must be suffering from tyre wear as well, because now Fermin Aldeguer, who has sort of yo-yoed a bit in this Grand Prix. He was up there in second place to start this Grand Prix, and now he's down to, well, he was down to 6th, then he's back up to 3rd. Good job for Aldeguer, but look at that. We now have almost just waiting for it to topple over into the 2-second mark. But I do believe I just seen that gap at 2 seconds. Roberts has given in. He's decided enough's enough. He knows he can't compete with this pace. Oh, another change there on the left-hand side of your screen. Is Aldeguer and Garcia still battling it out for 3rd? Is Gonzalez in for a shout at the podium? Of course, his teammate has crashed out in the form of Jake Dixon. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Would like to see who finishes on 3rd place with me for my first victory in Moto2. Yeah, our lap times are falling off a cliff now as well. 43.8 following up from a 143.9. Not all very well. Chama Masia, track limit warning for him. Former and current in real life Moto3 world champion. We lost 1/10 of a second into the first split. I'd like to see that advantage reach 2 seconds again. Nothing more than my own pleasure to see that I've broken the resolve of Joe. That's all I want to see. Into the Tour VIP, rhyming accidentally. It could be this. Give me 2 seconds, come on! We're almost there. Just can't seem to get it to just go into the next increment of second. Just wants to hover at 1.8 or 1.9. I will confess that the tyre doesn't feel so good. There it was into the Samsung corner. We had a 2-second advantage. We're going to get our first victory here today, guys. We are now a lap and a half away of securing our first victory into the Moto2 season. What a race. What a battle. What a video. I've thoroughly enjoyed this one. I hope you guys have as well. I sincerely hope so. It's always fun to make this content for you guys, and it's especially more satisfying when you guys enjoy watching. I look forward to reading your comments later on. 1.8 is the gap. We've definitely done it now. What a performance. What a track to do it in. In fact, Gonzalez has gone through on Garcia. He has occupied 3rd for 90% of this Grand Prix, and now he's finally going backwards. Oh my goodness, we've dropped into the 44s for the first time. That's a shocking lap time. But it's good to see that AI also struggle with tyre wear. Never used to happen in MotoGP 23, so that's really reassuring. 2.1 is now the gap. 2.2 is now the advantage. 2.3 is now the time we have in favour against the American. This is going to be a victory. The Red Bull KTM IO team will be chuffed. This is it. Aces, rejoice. Get ready to stand and salute the man who's victorious on your screens right now. Great performance. 8 seconds clear from Gonzalez. My goodness. How did he lose so much time? Just didn't have our pace, I think. We still never did beat Joe Roberts' lap time. 1:42.7. Got close by around 50,000 of a second. In fact, 50,000 exactly. Oh, Somkiat Chantra's gone from 6th place. Oh, and he's not just dropped. He's out. Chantra off the top 6 there. Was that a change for the podium? Manuel Gonzalez was briefly up to 3rd place. So into the final couple of corners then. This has been a shocking lap time for me. The front tyre is not so bad, but that rear feels absolutely dreadful when you get on the acceleration. Thankfully I've got no more laps remaining. Just one more corner to go. on to the power. We are now a victor in the Moto2 class for the first time. Brilliant. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a marvellous victory, and I am just thrilled with the result. Roberts finished in second, just a second behind me, but it does seem that Aldeguer just barely held off the Spaniard for third place, beating his compatriot by a couple of tenths of a second across the line. Zonta van der Goorberg, fastest man on circuit, 141. Oh my goodness! We've taken the championship lead. That 5th place in Qatar, the 25 points here today, has given us the championship lead. 2 points clear from Vietti, 3 clear from Roberts, and 4 clear from Aldeguer. Brilliant. Oh, this is going to be a cracking season. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you tomorrow. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.